Hi, thanks for joining me today. Do you get irritated with the way your stepchildren behave? How come they don't know how to behave better? They should do. What they're doing isn't acceptable. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell and I'll let you know every time I post. Are you finding it very difficult to live with your stepchildren because of the way they behave and things that they do irritate you and their behaviour isn't as it should be? And for good reason. You can become upset and annoyed, irritated, angry even with them for not behaving correctly and doing things right. I mean, they may not know how to behave in social situations. They may not say goodbye or hello nicely. They may have terrible table manners. They may eat with their mouth open, not know how to behave at table. Then they might use slang or language that you don't like or don't approve of or think that they shouldn't. And all of these things can be extremely irritating and you can want to change them. What can often happen as a step-parent is you see this as the child being at fault for not doing the right thing. And actually, I just want to think about this, because the reason why your child is behaving the way they do is not because of them. It's because of the way they've been taught to behave. Now, they may not have been taught to use slang, but they've been allowed to get away with it. And that's a big difference. So if they come from an environment where it has been okay to not look after your table manners, eat with your mouth open, speak in any way you wish, not conform to the social norms, not be taught how to behave when meeting people and this kind of thing, then actually our irritation with the child is, wouldn't you agree, misplaced. Because actually they haven't been told or taught or role modelled to do anything different. So the culture they come from accepts the way they're behaving. It can help to look at this as a cultural thing and not something that the child is doing to irritate you. So you really are up against a child who has simply been brought up in a different cultural background and does things differently. And that in itself can take quite a lot of the irritation and frustration with the child away, because you're not then frustrated with the child, but just understand that historically this is how they've been taught to behave, or the way they're behaving has been accepted. You then have a choice, because you can set about changing the behaviour of your stepchildren. You can. But you don't have to. If somebody, their other family, their parent, your partner, accepts the way they are, you do have a choice to just not fight that battle and let them do what they've always done, and you choose not to say anything and to put up with it and rise above it and not allow it to irritate you anymore. After all, there is a difference between any child of yours and your stepchild, in that your stepchild isn't yours. So you don't always have to impose on them what you might choose to impose on a child of your own. Just accept it. Don't fight that battle. Let it go. It's a matter of opinion. They can get away with doing it like that. You wouldn't, but that's just a difference. And then there are times when you may think this is too upsetting or too distressing to let this go. Another reason could be that you've got children of your own in the house and you don't want them to be influenced by another way of doing something. And if you do decide to change the way somebody does something, like the way they eat or the way they socialise or something of this nature, then that's fine, but you need to realise that you're changing a habit. And habits need to be changed through repeating, doing something differently for quite a long period of time. So one needs just to see it as a cultural difference between you and them, and for you to set about explaining to them what you do want and what is acceptable, and then reminding them gently for quite a long time when they get it wrong. You may, depending on what it is you're wanting to change, need to run it by your partner so that they can back you up when you're making the change. But setting about making the change by taking it away from being irritated with the child for doing the wrong thing all the time can help you not to get so irritated and for the whole thing to go through much more calmly. We run workshops, sessions and email response services